everyone, and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds, and welcome to session 4 of this limited series. I'm Anya, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be your storyteller for this game of Into the Black, a Serenity RPG. If you haven't seen the Firefly TV show before or the movie Serenity, think cowboys in space set 500 years into the future after a lovely, lovely war for independence that failed. Anyway, I am choosing chaos today, so Mica, you go first. Give us your name, pronouns, same for your character, and one word describing what they're thinking as they're heading aboard the El Dorado casino spaceship. Oh, I can't hear you.
I am Mica. I'm playing Angie Zhang, the engineer and muscle for the Halo, the right-hand woman of Captain Jude, pronouns she, her. And I think as Angie boards the vessel, she looks at the motley collection of companions that she's acquired, small C companion, obviously, and
yes,
shakes her head and thinks, not again.
Not one word, but I'll take it. Next, because I did write a list of who what order I'm doing. Emma, you go next.
Hello, my name is Emma, she, her pronouns. I am playing Echo, he, they pronouns, who, one word as he prepares to board the ship, I think would be consequences. That's what he's thinking.
Ooh, I like that. Zev, how about you?
Hello, I'm Zev, he, him, playing Tenzin, also he, him. Tenzin, our wonderful, smooth brain, head empty, no thoughts, is feeling excited.
Excited? Intriguing, given how afraid he was to leave the ship before.
Well, now he can make money off the captain because he's an awesome poker player. He's going to do great.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Speaking of the captain, Janie, it's your go. So name, pronouns, your character's name and pronouns in one word as you're boarding the El Dorado.
Janie is she, they, Jude playing Jude, also she, they, and Shiny.
Shiny, shiny. And last but not least, Rara.
Hey, I'm Rara, and I'm playing Landon, your wise and pensive spiritual guide on this trip. And if I had to pick one word, it would probably be opportunity.
Intriguing. I'm here for it. So before we get into things, just so everyone knows, we are running this a little bit shorter than usual today because I am sick, if you could not hear the frog in my throat. So we're going to save my throat by running an hour shorter. So 2-hour session today. But before we get into the game proper, who wants to spend advancement points to improve your skills or specialties? Rod, do you want to start? You raised your hand first.
I thought it was a poll. And I also forgot I'm a he, they, and he is also a he, they. So if it had to be in a narrative scene, you would just see Landon talking to himself in a mirror of sorts in his room. And he's like, they chose me to go. I need to sound official. Landon Cornflower. Landon? Okay, no, that's not it. Landon Cornflower. Nope, that can't be it either. Maybe if I just said my name's Landon Cornflower. Nope, that's not. And I'm going to take a D8 in deception and spend 10 points.
I love it.
There.
That is very bright. Okay, perfect. Echo, you raised your hand as well.
I think Echo is going to take a D8 in sabotage. Falling under covert because fun and shenanigans.
That sounds delightful. And how is he honing his skills with this?
I think what this looks like is starting with his punchpad computer and then moving on to every device in the medical lab becomes the process of trying to figure out how to like essentially deconstruct them the fastest.
Okay.
Which questionable method of learning, but hands-on experience, sure.
Yeah.
So especially for the computer, though, that also looks like messing with some of the software systems, which is something that he's done before. He knows a little bit more about software than hardware. So anybody in that part of the ship for a day or two, there's just a lot of sounds of things breaking or falling to the floor and muffled cursing. Probably at least 2 relatively important like medical devices are now not quite calibrated right and may never be again.
Well, you know what? Do you want to roll something for me for that?
I would always love to roll something.
You know what? Roll your newfound sabotage skill with intelligence.
Oh, delighted to. That wasn't in the... That's a 9.
A 9 beats an average. I would say pick one minor piece of equipment that is not fully functional anymore.
Oh, 100%. I would pick... I feel like the radiation tag that he's got, which is just a quite kind of what it sounds like, a tag that indicates radiation or other potentially lethal things in the vicinity, and that some of the wiring now is just loose on that, so it's constantly flickering like lethal radiation at all times. And he just looks and is like, well, if we die from radiation poisoning, we die from radiation poisoning. Okay.
Amazing. Did anyone else want to?
I increased covert, but it was only to a D4 from a D2.
Okay.
And I feel like that's just been from Angie just being very cautious and sneaking around on Ariel doing sus things.
Yeah, y'all have been pretty sus. So I'm just going to make that note for myself. Perfect. Tenzin, Jude, did you want to up anything?
I've only got 3, so...
Okay, yeah, no. I mean, you can put a D2 somewhere if you wanted to. But...
I would like to invest a D2 in Captain Don't Kill Me. I'm not sure what that would be, but...
that would be probably persuasion or influence.
Survival.
Survival.
What is my 2 feet meep mode?
So you're not using any advancement points. Jude, are you? I know you were debating it.
1 second.
All good?
I lose stuff that's in my hand. It's ridiculous. What can I do covert to do a D6 from a D4?
Yeah, I'm updating y'all's character sheets on my own as well while you do this. Yeah, you have a D4 in covert, so absolutely. Maybe as part of your delivery rounds that you were doing to make some money last time, you tried to be a little bit more covert on the side of things, just testing that out. I like that.
To see how sneaky I could be.
You probably managed to be stealthy enough, even with the mule, that there were times when people were surprised that you were there with packages. I love it.
It wasn't here a minute ago.
Where did this package come from? I don't understand. I'm just picturing Jude like peeking out from around the side of a building like, yeah.
Could I have stuck one of those, sorry you weren't home?
But did you also deliver the package?
You know what? I went back to do it after I stuck the sorry you weren't home.
Oh no. Amazing. Okay. Well, with all that taken care of, then let's get into the game. So last time y'all arrived at Ariel and managed to make the necessary fake ident cards for people who needed them, wasting one that you messed up with Echo, but it's okay. You got there in the end. It's fine. And figured out some options for where people are going to be in the El Dorado, the cruise ship that you are semi-crashing because you've been hired to steal a statue from Sir Lucius Winthrop, a rather large, intimidating politician who thinks he knows everything, as Echo would know. But excuse me. So now getting into the game proper, the city is buzzing with energy. Not even the city, but the entire planet. Ariel is so stuffed with tech that there are barely any plants to be seen on the planet. Everything is regulated, secure, the filtered air pumping in everything the citizens of this planet need to survive. Our camera pans through the sleek streets of Ariel's capital city until it stops abruptly at the pier where the El Dorado is currently docked and being loaded with all manner of foodstuffs, card tables, crates marked fragile as the crew of the luxury cruise spaceship prepare for takeoff in just a few short days. The ship is immense, nearly 400 feet from bow to stern, and easily one of the largest civilian spaceships in the verse. And the watchful eyes of the guards, one hand on their guns, scan the crowds of people for anyone or anything suspicious. Now, Angie, I do believe that you said you were looking for work on the ship potentially.
That's correct.
Okay. So you find yourself here looking out at this bustle of people going about all of their business, getting the ship ready to go. You are able to start, and this doesn't require a roll at all. You can tell that they're not standard Alliance guards. These are hired, like the best word that could be for them is hired mercenaries. There are a mixture of people who look a little bit more rough around the edges, who are very clearly guarding, but they don't have any sort of clear uniform. There are also probably a dozen or so people who are in more like uniformed outfits that also have like very sleek uniform guns as they're scanning over the crowd as well.
I imagine I have put together a sort of portfolio using my military knowledge of a plausible background in the military that isn't my actual background for my fake identity that I've created.
Yeah, based on that previous role, because I know that last time that role, I believe it was a formidable success to make your fake ident card. So with that, you could easily construct that background.
Okay. So I suppose I'll try and find my way to who would be responsible for security, the chief of security or whatever, or the purser's office if there's like some sort of finance or administration type person responsible for such things on the vessel.
Well, I would say, make a perception check for me. Perception and alertness.
Okey-doke.
You're muted right now, just so you know.
A D8 and a That is rubbish. That's a
Oh
4.
no. A 4. Okay. You are, it's so packed here that it's kind of hard for you to spot anyone particular who could be in charge. But you do see that near the entrance to the ship, the entrance ramp, there are a couple of people who might be who you're looking for. There are 2, like a mixture of the uniformed guard and one of the more rough looking guards who are mid-discussion over here.
I guess I'll just wander up and say, hey, looking for any security?
They glance over to you, and they're a little bit comical height-wise because there is a woman who's probably about 6.5 feet tall. She's a very tall individual, and the person that she's talking to is about 2 heads shorter than she is. So she's kind of leaning down, talking to them, and she just turns and looks your way, and she has kind of a shaved side of the head with tattooed vines along the side, and kind of tilts her head and is scanning you up and down. What kind of work are you looking for?
Anything good for an old soldier?
Old soldier, is it? Quite a lot of those here. Where'd you fight?
A lot of that's probably still classified.
Interesting. You do any kind of guard detail before?
Yeah, I've been a bodyguard before.
Interesting. Well, as it turns out, one of my men is out sick and isn't going to be able to be on the ship. Do you have any papers? Let me see your ident card.
I hand over my ID and along with its associated fake papers, discharge and all that.
She takes the ident card and scans it and watches as the information pops up. And because it was such a formidable success on the part of our lovely fake ident makers, it does indeed come up as a true ident card. I'm going to need you to roll, and because of this, the difficulty is low, but I'm going to need you to roll, I would say, you could do influence or covert, and willpower. There we go. And just let me know what you get.
7.
A 7 beats an average. Okay. So she takes her time scanning over the documents, the information on the ident card, and says, well, it certainly seems to be all on the up and up. Let's talk pay. We're going to be on the ship for about 14 days, plus 2 on either side of the trip, heading out to Bellerophon and back. I'll have some downtime, of course, but there are some very expensive things going to be on this ship, and I don't trust anyone, shall we say.
That's a wise consideration.
And just remind me, what was the fake name that you gave?
Azalea Star.
Azalea Star. Okay. So she begins to lead you in to fill out paperwork and to get the lay of the land of the ship. Now, I already sent you the schematics of the ship, but some additional information that you get as you are walking with this woman. And wait, where did I put her name? I have her name somewhere. She introduces herself as Astrid DeWitt. And she explains that there are a number of other guards. We're not the usual crew, I'm sure you can tell, on this ship, but they were concerned with the combination of this poker tournament. I almost flipped it around again. Poker tournament and the auction that's happening on the later half of the cruise, that more hands and guns would be needed. Now, keep in mind, all of our passengers are not allowed to have their own weapons on board. We have a lockbox for all of those weapons. The scanners are mostly functional. They're occasionally spotty, but we do what we can. We keep an eye out for anyone who seems to be smuggling a weapon on board. Just be mindful of that. We'll have the scanners up and running at the entrance to the ship probably in the next day or so.
Sure. Anything else I should know?
Nothing much that comes to mind. I'll get you your shifts soon. I just need to take a look at what our man down was scheduled to do. But if you could come by probably tomorrow and get started, that would be good.
No problem. Look forward to working with you.
She gives you a little salute and walks off elsewhere to continue to patrol and look around. So our final PC, Angie, has her spot on the ship.
Was there anything about her tattoo specifically that would suggest anything to me? Like about her background or anything?
Let me think. That feels like it would be either intelligence or alertness, and let's say perception.
Yeah. That's an 11.
An 11 beats a hard. The tattoos are vines, and it's not terribly detailed, but you did notice that there was a bit of a pattern to them. And within those vines, there was what looked to be a kind of specific pattern that took shape. I'm not going to be able to draw it out, but it's something that you recognize. That is, it's not just that these are mercenaries. These are people who were a part of the side of the Alliance that were a little bit of, I don't want to say an elite force, but they were the ones that did the dirty work.
So I might be quite familiar with them then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Know them specifically, or at least you don't know her, but you do recognize that pattern. They weren't given a name.
Okay. Bear that in mind, and I guess I'll go and get the rest of my things, such as they are, that haven't already been sequestered on the shuttle.
Yep, and you will have a room in the ship itself, of course. You're going to have to share with another one of the guards, but besides that...
It's okay.
Okay, so while Angie has been doing this, what is everyone else doing? Tenzin, are you just curled up with your bobblehead collection?
Yeah,
Valid.
making me leave my ship. I'm pretty sure that's not kosher.
Okay, so we'll leave you to your bobbleheads. Jude, you looked like you were about to say something.
Yes, I'm making those posters for Landon. There's no picture on them, but I've made posters for Landon.
Amazing. Do you have anything in craft?
Let me
see. You don't have anything in craft, but artistry. You know what? Roll artistry and let's do willpower. Just for fun.
My willpower is a D6, so D6 plus D4.
Mm-hmm. This is not a hard difficulty. I'm just making you roll for fun.
I got 7.
It was going to be an easy difficulty, but okay. What did these posters look like?
Well, when I brought the dice roller up, it had a 9, but I like to be fair, so I rolled the dice, and that's when I got the 7. So I think at first they were supposed to look kind of like a just kind of have like the medic symbol and like just kind of colorful and inviting, and it just looks kind of abstract now because I kind of I did too much.
I love it.
I'm them to Landon just because I know that they wanted posters.
Captain, these look wonderful. You must have stayed up all night working on these.
Yeah, I did. I couldn't get them quite right. I still feel like something missing.
I'll take a look at them, but right now I think these are just works of art. Just, it catches the eye, you know. I have a D6 in artistry. How difficult would it be to add like a visage or like a name?
So a name would be easy. Actually drawing Echo's face, as I know you want to do, I would say is going to be a hard difficulty. So an 11 to get a rough estimation in your art style, whatever that is. If you want to do like a realistic thing, that's going to be formidable.
I'm thinking more like it'll match the style of the captain, like a little yellow submarine, half face bleeding down a city street type of situation.
Oh no!
This is my favorite thing in the world.
Just go echo, 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 echo.
I love it. I mean, give it a whirl if you want.
So a D6 for artistry, and then what?
Yep.
Attribute? Did you ask willpower?
It could be willpower, or you know what? It could also be alertness, I would say, for like paying attention to the details.
Oh, I will definitely take willpower on that one. I'm a willful creature. Oh, heck. That is a 9 and a 6, so 15.
Sorry, Echo. I tried very hard.
These are gorgeous and terrifying now.
I feel like this is being done in a very public location, like in the galley or in the cargo bay.
Just charcoal and pastels everywhere. I've never smoked before, and you just see me chain smoking while I'm doing it. Sorry, it's the artist in me.
I was about to say, does the ship's fire alarm go off? And then I was like, do we have a fire alarm? I don't. I feel like we don't. I'm almost certain we don't. Why would we have safety measures?
Yeah, no.
Angie pinched the batteries for something else ages ago.
They're in the remote. But I'll probably keep all the posters Captain gave me for when we're in the ship. But I will preemptively hang one while I'm trying to purchase a couple guns. If Angie let us know that we couldn't take our weapons on.
I suspect she will have, unless, I don't know. No, she'll definitely have mentioned that as a matter of personal safety concern for everyone.
I'm looking for 3 Derringers, little 2-shot guns.
Yep.
I have the price pulled up here.
Okay.
Because I figured a pistol would be better but harder to hide. So Derringers, it says 14 credits or 35 platinum.
Okay, well, we ignore platinum here because having one method of payment is easy enough. Adding another one makes things way more complicated. So I would say, and I will note there are also holsters for things that ignore the scanners. So if you, I would say that some of your characters would know that these are a thing that exists. So if you want to look for that, you can.
Do they sell them with the guns, or is that more of a sketchy?
That's a sketchy thing.
Then I'll buy 2 instead of 3, so I still have at least 100 credits. And then I'll go looking for a holster. Little Derringer holster. It could be on like my garter belt.
I love that for you. I would say go ahead and roll. It's going to be covert and alertness for me.
D6 for alertness. Any sort of addition to covert with moving undetected or blending? Or is this more of just covert in general?
This is more like you're trying to find the right people.
Deal. 2 D6s. A 5 and a 3 makes it an 8, and I will not be spending any plot points.
Okay. Luckily for you, I had pointed at the average for if you were going to be able to find it.
Average is where I excel.
So as you are wandering around, like trying to listen to conversations and kind of carefully place in the hinting at what you're looking for, you eventually find yourself at where Angie and Echo found themselves the other day. This little old tattoo parlor off on a side street. And there's that smaller woman with the undercut tattoos all over looking up at you.
I'll probably start trying to practice my more noble voice before we go on the cruise. Hey, lady, I'm here to buy one of those invisible things for the guns to hide in.
Okay, first of all, roll performance and willpower. If you don't have performance, you're just rolling willpower.
All right, I will just be rolling a d12 then. 9.
Yeah, you needed to beat a hard.
Does my allure help at all, as I have +2 if it involves my appearance?
In this case, no. And
That's all
she
right.
just looks at you, just face palms and presses the button that draws down everything on the windows. You're going to need to do much better at your accents because that was terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. This is where they talk where I'm from. That's a little weird that you would just say that.
Mm-hmm. So what are you actually looking for a hidden holster? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I've got these 2 guns and I pull out my Derringers. I would love to have one for each of them if I could. If not, one will do just fine. I could eat one.
Wait, are you going to actually eat one or?
We'll see. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you should give me a good deal because I'm so nuts.
Oh, Lord. Okay, listen, I have one available. That being said, you're looking at about, she scans you up and down. It's going to be 40 credits.
If I'm wearing my like cruise outfit, so if I flex my calves a little, is there any way we can get it down 5 credits with my allure capabilities?
She looks at you trying to do this and goes, buddy, you are not my type by any means.
That's fine. I'm not my type much either. 45 credits for you, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds right. Fine. Sure.
Here you go.
Holds out her hand and hands over this honestly very overpriced holster, but hey, she sold it to you and pushes the button and says, now get out of my shop.
That's a weird way to end the business. All righty. And I'll just walk out following the customs of the planet.
Oh,
and
goodness.
hang a poster. And that's it.
Okay, sounds good. So you head on out. You now have one of these hidden holsters. I'm forgetting the technical name for it, but basically it makes it so that I can't type and talk at the same time. It makes it so that if you go through a gun scanner, it doesn't go off.
Beautiful.
When Angie is explaining to us do you explain to us the so that there's going to be a scanner at the front of the ship?
I think she'd probably be like, I probably don't need to explain this to you, but I just got confirmation from the head of security that they're going to be scanning for weapons.
Will they be scanning us, or will they be scanning us and the shuttle, out of curiosity?
Don't need to worry so much about the shuttle. We've put in some shielding in landing.
Okay, so if we had anything that we wanted to get on board and not go through the scanners, potentially it could get put on the shuttle?
Yeah.
Do we have to go through scanners to get from the shuttle into the cruise, though?
I love that you got stuck on the accent. So the way the shuttle situation works is that you are just like all of the other shuttles attached onto the side. Like you can look at those schematics and see where they are in our chat. But you would then have a doorway through, just like if it's on the Firefly, you'd have a doorway access to get into the main part of the ship from there. You don't know where scanners will be set up there, if at all. You do know from registering your shuttle that there are a number of companions who are scheduled to be in shuttles in that area as well.
Seems to me like if it comes to the fact that we start needing weapons, things will have already gone to shit, and it won't really matter about being covert anymore.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough, honestly. Is there any sort of block box or something somewhere on the shuttle where I could perhaps drop some things?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Echo, in the process of, has also been spending the last little bit of time that we have on the planet packing far too many things into far too small a bag. There's like at least several broken seams, overpacking to the extreme. Whether or not the clasps will hold is questionable whenever anyone looks at this like carpet bag, medicine bag. But he will at some
you got
point.
Enough there?
Sorry?
Sure you got enough there, mister?
I mean, now that you pointed out, maybe I have forgotten something. Huh.
I think that's gonna do.
Are you sure? I mean, I like to be prepared for everything, but you know, what if?
I think there's only so much you can prepare for. Come on.
Echo finishes up packing the bag and then will put his computer specifically into the shuttle's lockbox, along with a pistol that's wrapped in not a full scanner concealing holster, but a holster nonetheless.
I'll take a panel off the floor, like with a screwdriver, to like hide Anne of Green Gables down there. Maybe some of my seeds from my flowers or bunk thing. Any precious books, and I'll offer to anyone. Like, if you need to hide any valuables, I've got this open too. But I'll close it up after that. Leave the derringers out. Anne of Green Gables is my gun for anyone who missed the last couple sessions. I have to say that every session now.
We're reestablishing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide Anne of Green Gables in the floor.
Oh, not as bad as last time.
No,
Anyway.
no, not as bad as last time.
Okay. Any other preparations before we fast forward to actually getting on the ship?
No, do I get a uniform? I'm gonna message Astrid. Is there a uniform?
You do not get a uniform. You're a part of the group that is ununiformed.
Okay. Lucky I've got the suit that Jude commissioned for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the only neat clothes I have.
Okay. So it is time then for you all to make your way onto the El Dorado. Now, it really feels like the best description of it is it's like the Titanic, but a spaceship. Like, that's the vibe that you're kind of getting here.
Doesn't
You
bode
doing
well.
there, Tenzin? How's it going, Tenzin?
Stop the ride, I want off.
Oh, we already got our tickets and our seatbelts are on. No.
So, Landon, you and Echo, I believe, are on the shuttle. Is that correct? Yeah. So the two of you make your way over, docking your shuttle onto the El Dorado. It looks a little bit mismatched compared to the others, but all spaceships go through space, so they're not the highest quality. It's not sleek like cars. But you settle down in, and you get a voice from overhead giving you information and directions on what things are going to be coming up in the next couple of days. And we'll get to that after the break. Tenzin and Jude, you both are in some not the best rooms in the house, of course, but you are going to be in the poker tournament. And so you have been given some very nice rooms that are larger than the galley on your ship.
So the room is for me.
There's too much
Sorry?
space.
Yes.
Uh,
They are very large rooms with like they're matching rooms. So I'll just describe them as one, but a very large 4-poster bed with very soft like velvet drapes and just very beautiful, expensive looking fabric. The all of the like there's tapestries on the walls, there's an actual proper bathroom in each of these rooms. Like, it's very nice compared to what you're used to. It honestly looks like if you were in not a spaceship but in an actual building on land. They've made it look very nice.
I think Tenzin finds this incredibly disorienting.
Mm-hmm. And Angie, you are shown to your quarters, which are about the same size as your quarters on the Firefly on the Halo. And there is a bunk bed situation, and there is that short individual that you saw before just kind of like peeking over the bunk and says, "Hey there, how's it going?"
All right. You're taking the top bunk then.
If that's all right. I'm Adol. I was hired on a couple weeks ago.
She gives a sort of a tight little smile and just extends a hand. Addy.
They shake your hand. Nice to meet you. I look forward to working with you.
Yeah. They seem like they're not very experienced.
Very inexperienced.
It's time doing this sort of job.
I mean, I've been practicing. I know how to use weapons and things like that. But my dad used to own a casino, and so I know what to look out for and things like that. So I thought that this might be a good job, and they said that with my experience with that, that it might transfer. Maybe we'll see. I hope there isn't any fights though.
That makes sense.
Mm.
Look forward to working with you then.
You too. Well, I'm gonna catch a nap. I'm a little bit tired now, but it was nice to meet you.
Nod slowly.
They kind of curl up and like fully cocoon themselves in the blankets, just fully ensconced in them.
And then once they've turned their back, and she just carefully checks her boot, into which she has slid the security avoiding fancy knife that Jude gave her in the first session. That's her boot.
Yeah.
And then turns and tries to go and find her work detail.
Okay. So with that, I believe we are going to go ahead and take our first break. I'm impressed with myself. I said 10-minute warning and it's exactly 10 minutes, but it's 11 now. Anyway, so yes, we are going to take a 15-minute break. We will be back at the top of the hour roughly with more shenanigans as we begin to set sail. Well, not set sail, take off on the El Dorado. This isn't a ship. This is a spaceship. Anyway, looking at my info. Don't forget to subscribe to Girls Run These Worlds on Twitch and YouTube, and hydrate or die straight, and take your meds, and we'll be back soon. Bye! Hello, we're back. It's very exciting stuff. And we are on the El Dorado, the space cruise ship that is totally not going to do. It's not going to crash into an iceberg. It's fine. We're good. Anyway, yes, so you all are officially on the ship and it starts to make way. Now, one of the things that you hear over the announcements is that there is, should people desire to, there is an announcement that is being made in the, I believe it's the Grand Salon. Let's see, there are too many things. Yes, I was correct. In the Grand Salon on Deck 3, the announcement will, of course, be broadcast over the intercoms as well. So for those of you who do not wish to leave your rooms, you do not have to. And so this is the center of the ship. It is a large, wide open space that a lot of the grand staircases lead to. And it is also the main floor where there is an amphitheater, a dining salon, the grand salon itself, and the gambling salon as well. So this is where the majority of the people will be hanging out, essentially. So what would y'all like to do?
Are we split up in 3 different groups?
Essentially, yes. I would say that Tenzin and Jude, your rooms, because you booked so close to each other, your rooms are like right across a hall from each other.
Well, I have some posters to hang up in there. And
Oh,
I am
no.
going to
tempted
put
to hang out on the
one.
shuttle for the moment.
Okay, hanging out on the shuttle for the moment. Landon, you're going to be putting up some posters.
And I don't believe, no, I am going to take one Derringer in the little sneaky case with me. And I'm going to get out my nicest dirty robes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to slide a post-it under Tenzin's door that says these rooms are too big.
Tenzin does not pick up the sticky note because he is curled up in the most compact corner of the room he can find, just kind of.
Oh no. Where's the overconfidence, buddy?
The overconfidence met his agoraphobia.
I
He's
guess
confidently terrified.
Yep.
the knock.
What?
Dude,
I don't know how to lock the door.
It's your thumbprint.
No one put that in the instruction manual.
Which is right by the door.
There's too much room.
you know my room is huge too. I can show you how to lock it, but then I'd be locked, and I don't want to be locked in there.
Oh. Gets up, kind of scoots over to the door, opens it. Why is there so much room?
I think we're supposed to be fancy.
I don't think I want to be fancy.
What you could do, you could sleep in the bathroom. That's tiny. You can take like all the stuff and make a little spot for you in there instead of in this huge.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. I'll probably do that. Thanks, Cap.
Across the hall. I guess I'll see you.
Okay. Why are we on this ship again? Can I go back to the Halo?
I have to beat you in poker.
Oh. Yes, poker. Just think of all the money we're going to make and the fame for poker. It's going to be great. Yeah. Oh.
Come on. You can do this, Tenzin.
Going to follow the instructions to key the door, and then going to go make a nest in the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a one of those deep set tubs, so you can easily turn that into a bed.
Pillows.
Yeah, they're very high quality. They're very clearly from Shoja Downs. Very, very nice down blankets and comforters and things.
I'm Tenzin sleeping in the bathtub. He does not. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, that being said, it is a poker tournament, which means that you have to interact with people in the poker tournament. I'm going to say, based on your reactions, I'm going to give Tenzin, until things change for him, a -1 step penalty to any rolls made out in the main area of the ship. Because that sounds
meets anxiety.
accurate. Exactly. That feels kind of accurate to what he has going on at the moment.
Unstoppable force, immovable object.
I choked on spit. Love it. So, as you all gather or not, those of you who go to the Grand Salon for this little introduction, and Tenzin, you would hear this over the speakers if you don't go the intercom system. The Grand Salon is just this massive space in the center of the ship. White marble everywhere, and you see walking up to a little podium is an average-sized man in a short-sleeved button-up shirt, knee shorts, and knee socks. He's flanked by the imposing figure of Astrid DeWitt. And he stands up, looks around at the crowds of people, a variety of modes of dress, I would say, although many of them are on the fancier shindig side of things. He gives a curt nod and says, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to the El Dorado Floating World-Class Luxury Liner. I am Jandu, and I am the master of this ship. Over the next 2 weeks, you will be able to play at any number of games of chance and peruse our collection of artifacts that have been put up for auction in the latter half of our journey. On days 4 through 6 of the trip, we will be holding the poker tournament with a grand prize of 50,000 credits for the winner of the tournament. All seats have been claimed for the poker tournament, so if you have not signed up already, I am very sorry, but you are out of luck." And there are a couple of groans interspersed throughout the crowd, but most of it is excited chatter. He looks around, gives another nod, and says, "If you need me, my assistants are able to answer most questions, but I will be around. With that, enjoy the cruise." And he waves and walks off with DeWitt at his side. And there are clusters of people all around chattering. And let's see, I would say, Angie, you would probably be stationed at one corner of this room at the moment, just keeping an eye around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine Angie is now dressed in her suit commissioned for her by Jude. And I guess it's like all black and kind of almost in the style of a military dress uniform, but it's not a military uniform. But it's kind of got the high collar and things. And on the back, there is maybe just in a slightly different sort of almost shiny material that you can see in the right light, an adder coiled up, which might just be a reference to our old unit of Viper Squadron.
Okay, so as you are scanning around, I would like you to make a perception alertness roll for me. You're muted.
Sorry, that's an 8.
An 8. This was an easy roll. So as you are looking around, you notice a couple of figures. There is a young woman, I would say, with her hair up in a chignon. She has a deep gold dress with all manner of like green ruffles. She is very clearly made up very, very ornately with a giant necklace on her around her neck, and she's chattering with a few other women in similar outfits, just very much the upper class. They kind of look to the side when someone tries to come speak to them who's not quite nicely dressed as them, chattering amongst themselves. You also spot a woman in a deep gold dress that has this shimmery black robe draped over it. She has her long red hair hanging down to her waist, just straight back. She is holding a wine glass and is just quietly talking to another woman. And there's a man at her side. He has this kind of severe look, black hair, straight back with white streaks on the sides. He looks severe and a little bit out of place, but not in the sense of not belonging here, but he feels mildly uncomfortable. And he's just looking around, taking everything in.
I think Angie is just going to try and be unobtrusive, standing professionally straight backed with her hands clasped behind her, but is going to just try and listen in general on the conversation of the most interesting people she sees nearby.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for Angie, most of the conversation floating around is all socialite chatter. Just who is wearing what, and oh, did they buy that at a shop? Oh, shame. Things of that nature.
She will sigh internally and look for an opportunity to casually mosey over to any other member of the crew that might have made their way into the hall, have a quiet word in their ear.
Okay, who else would be here?
Jude would.
Okay.
I'd say that Jude is probably wearing something from a shop. It's like clearly really tacky.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like somebody got Jude made sure to buy an outfit that looked like it was someone's first time going somewhere fancy.
I love that. Yeah, those that cluster of girls absolutely gave you a side eye.
But I'm going to wave at them like a super cheerful wave, like hi.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that person over there? Just chattering to each other.
Those are fancy clothes you got there. I'm Judy Anderson. You look so nice. That's pretty. Did you buy that at the shop? On Ariel, it was a discount shop. It had big discount and giant bright letters outside of it.
No, we don't need to buy anything from a shop. Our girls make our dresses for us.
You had to hand make your clothes? I'm so sorry to hear that.
And they just laugh to each other. One of them flips up a fan to hide the underside of the bottom half of her face, and they just walk away.
Those poor girls. They had to make their own outfits.
And this is around when Angie would be able to come up to Jude if you want.
Yeah, I guess you just wander up, stare suspiciously at the laughing ladies as they leave, and just bend down ever so slightly and whisper in Jude's ear. Everything going all right, Captain?
Yeah, that's fine. I a little bit of fun.
As long as you don't forget why we're here.
Actually, I did forget, but it's fine. We're fine.
She just nods and then straightens up and continues to walk around the room as if she's giving it a sort of security sweep.
Okay.
Landon would be very into leaving the ship to at least go do a tourist lap before they even heard the sound of everything. And Echo would be definitely invited to come. I have to help hang these posters, and I just want to kind of take a look around, maybe go look at the artifacts real quick.
I would love to do that. I was honestly thinking the same thing, was to take a look at a couple of the other decks and just see where everything is, and perhaps what cameras are or are not pointed at what things.
And it's good to have you with me while we put up the posters, so if we meet anyone, at least they're there for questions. With the scanners, do they only scan for weapons, or would something like a mag lockpick set off the alarm? Because I'd rather leave it than accidentally get in trouble.
Roll an intelligence and knowledge check for me.
Oh my.
Is there any way I can aid in this or no?
Does Landon tell Echo about what his plans are?
Oh, yeah, definitely for them. I'd maybe just hold up the mag big, like, do you think this is going to get me in trouble?
It's more subtle than the guns on the ranking of subtlety that we're going for. So there's that.
Got an 11 without Echo's aid.
So, Echo, you can roll. These rolls will not be combined. It's just whichever one is higher.
What would you like me to roll?
It would be the intelligence and knowledge.
Great. Oh, yeah. Knowledge steps up.
Smarties.
Delightful. Smarties.
Yeah.
That is a 12.
Okay. So, better, but also the same roll there. So, you, in thinking about it together, you're looking at this mag charge. The weapon scanners only scan for weapons. So this isn't in the shape of a gun. It isn't, it doesn't explode or anything like that. Technically, it's just electronics. You're fairly confident that it would not set off the alarms.
Deal.
What's your alibi if somebody finds it and is like, why do you have a strange lockpick on you?
I get lost places.
That works really well. I love that.
I once got locked in a bathroom right when we hyper jumped. It was the worst, and I've talked like this ever since.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a rough experience. Is that common with hyper jumps, or?
Yes.
Okay, filing that away under my information I now know about space travel. Thank you so much, Landon.
I pull up my dirty monk robe in front of Echo and stick the gun in my little garter holster. And I'll also stick the mag lockpick in it.
Okay.
Shave, smooth, tan, beautiful legs that do not match him at all. And then go through security, and I'll pull out my little utility knife for show to put in their little lockbox. All right, but keep an eye on this one.
Echo, just roll knowledge and intelligence again for me.
Oh my god, that's a 19.
As Landon is leaving, you're like, hyperdrive is not a thing. No, that's definitely not a thing. That's not real.
Maybe when I drive, it's hyper.
Okay, new piece of knowledge acquired. Either Landon does not know how space travel works, or Landon does know how space travel works and has told me the wrong information. That's important to know. Either way, fun.
Yep.
A secret agenda while we walk around above table. I do want to hang these sweet ass posters, but I also want to pull my Derringer out and hide it in like a plant pot somewhere closer to where the artifacts are kept. And then I would love to tell Angie somehow, hey, I hid a gun in that flower pot. That's kind of my goal for walking around.
As we do a sweep, I would also like to look for, I would like to focus specifically on security measures.
In finding your family.
So I need perception and alertness from Echo. And I'm going to need covert. And I feel like alertness would make sense as well from Landon, because you're trying to make sure that you don't get caught.
So with covert, could my moving undetected specialty?
Yes, in this case, that
Beautiful.
definitely applies.
Now, the question I always ask when you say perception, can I argue this to be intuition somehow or no? Because I'm questioning if I can for this one. I don't know how plausible that feels. I just know
Intuition.
instinctively how security systems on the Titanic work.
Uh-huh. What is your argument for it being intuition?
It's a great question. I think it's based. It would be if I was doing intuition, it would be based a little bit on when you walk into an area that is, not guarded by personnel and is conspicuously, oh, here's a hallway near the security office, and it's relatively empty and no one's stationed here, which probably doesn't mean that it's not of importance. It means it's of importance and they have automated systems on it, and the lack of people is the thing that's tipping me off.
Okay. Would Echo have that intuition?
Honestly, I think so. I think when it comes to just like if you asked him to necessarily name all the possible like camera and laser setups, no. But if it's more about what areas are important to the people that set this up, then yes.
Okay. So in that case, I will allow you to use intuition.
Baptism fear. It catches everything.
Truly. That is a 14.
Okay.
With the 12 being on the D12, so
ooh, dang.
Yay, intuition.
I got an 8, so I'm glad that they got that.
And I'll burn a plot point to make that 15.
Okay. I was going to ask. So, first starting with Landon, with your 8, where exactly are you trying to hide this Derringer?
Basically, when we get to the area, I would, in my head, I think I probably picture it too much like a casino where there's like plant boxes around and it's supposed to look kind of normalized for how weird of a space it is. I'd try to find something as simple as that. And I'm guessing the gun's pretty small. It only carries 2 shots, a little Derringer. So I would probably just try to bury it in some soil. If there's some peat moss, I'll go straight for that because much easier to push into.
Yeah, I would say, so if you look at the map, which, sorry, viewers, you don't get to look at this map, but deck 3, the number 12, where it says that it's concierge, that's basically where the all of the artifacts are on display, kind of outside of the amphitheater where they're going to be doing the actual auction itself. So there are a couple of plants in this area. It's almost like strange. They almost look like palm trees, but they're hybrid, and you don't know what they're hybrid with.
Elbow trees.
So you are able to, I would say the one that's by the number 12 on that map, you are able to kind of duck around, like you're looking around, and at that moment when people are not watching you, you just kind of tuck that down into the pot.
I'll even try to piggyback off Echo's role as they're like maybe checking camera lines and stuff. But I don't think I've told Echo what I'm doing. If they see it, I'll probably just like wink, but I haven't probably expressed it out loud.
Well, I would say with their role, they will definitely see it.
I just look over and you're partway through, just in the middle of a plant pot.
I'll just shove it in while staring straight at you. Just shh. I had a friend buy a whole cake from a bakery once just to smash it while making a direct eye contact face, and that's kind of what I'm imagining in my head right now.
Echo just completely wide-eyed, just like...
Just in case, you know?
Okay.
And now, I'm right on board with the thumbs up. Like, we're on the same page right now.
Sure. Okay. What are we doing here?
hanging posters.
Right.
So, Echo, you got now with spending a plot point, you got a 15, which beats a formidable. So, tell me exactly what you're looking for here.
I'm looking for, with relation to the statue that we're stealing, which, first of all, do we
Yes.
see that specifically if they're all on display?
Yeah, so all of the statues and old books, and you see a strange looking, like, it almost looks like a coaster. It's about this big and it has a circle in the middle and it's bright blue plastic. You're not quite sure what that is. You've never seen something like that before. And
Interesting.
they're
Interesting.
all in glass cases, just all around. And you do see the statue that you're looking for. It's about yay big. And it is in pride of place in the center of the room.
Right. Okay. So having clocked where that is, I am looking for what cameras or people are watching it. And then as we presumably do a little bit more of a tourist walk around, I'm trying to kind of almost pinpoint, I guess, backwards, like, okay, this is who is watching it and what would get alert, where the alert would go if it was taken. And then that would go maybe to the security office, which is located on floor 4. And how does one get between those two? Like, would security officers run down this specific set of stairs, for example? And that route is what I'm trying to figure out.
One thing that you would note is all of the green dots that are on the maps are elevators. They're lifts. So you would be able to spot that there is an elevator in the back corner of the room from where you guys are currently standing. And there is that staircase right there in the middle of the room as well that leads upstairs conveniently to your shuttle, actually.
Huh.
There is a security guard on that staircase at all times, however.
Less good to know. Well, still good to know, just less immediately joyful. Okay.
Yes.
Noted.
I'd like to try to take at least one picture of Echo in front of one of the posters, just for promo.
Do you like notify me of this as you're mid-click? So it's the like me being like, wait, you're taking a photo.
Oh, I will look at you so sincerely with eyes, like, because I'm a bit older. Like, maybe after this, we'll go play catch. And it's like, do you just want to stand in front of that just to get one for the trip so I can remember?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I've always wanted a friend.
Aw.
I'll take a picture.
Please give me a copy of that after we've departed the lovely cruise that we are on.
I can assure you, you will see
for
it.
reals.
That didn't sound concerning at all.
I'm suddenly concerned about the way you said that. You know, that forgery kit that we got didn't have like a mass producing printer or anything, just in case you were considering doing anything, which I'm sure you're not, but just in case, just wanted to let you know.
Echo, I bought a disguise kit. Just so you know.
Interesting.
Last session.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suddenly slightly less concerned.
I wanted 7 things, and the voice in the sky was like, you need to roll, and you can take 3 of them.
On that shopping list that, if you mentioned that shopping list to Echo, at some point in the midst of this, Echo also does go, if you need anything laser related also, which I think you mentioned, I do have that on hand, so.
I have a mole. that I've been a little concerned about. I know the ship has a mole I've also been concerned about, but this is more of a personal one.
You know, I have a lot of different medical specialties, and I will be honest, that's not necessarily one of them. If you are in a battle or handling a snake, though, I can deal with a lot of things, but no, I meant more lasers like, security.
All right, not like skin, like the biggest organ on the body. Okay,
No,
I understand. Yeah.
No, not that one, unfortunately.
So if I get cut, does that mean you can't do anything about it?
Yeah. I just kind of stand to the side and nod at you and say that looks bad. That's how I give my input on matters with the skin.
You can help if it goes deep, but not if it's surface.
Correct.
I like that about you, Echo.
He just rolls his eyes.
So, as you are having all of this conversation, Echo, with your 15, you are very confident that you've managed to clock nearly everything. There are cameras on every single one of the auction items. And also you would have noticed as you were looking around at them that they have labels of who is auctioning the item off, what the minimum starting bid is going to be, as well as any other pertinent information like where it came from, things like that. But yes, there is a camera on each individual thing. And that weird square coaster looking thing is going for 10,000 credits to start and is labeled as flop drive.
I hate that now I want to steal that even more.
What
Interesting.
What does it say under our statue? I'm supposed to be using my dignified voice. What does it say under our statue if we get over and take a gander?
The statue says the twins being auctioned by Sir Lucius Winthrop of Sinon, and that it is the starting bid is going for 75,000 credits. Starting bid.
That's like 3 floppy drives, Echo.
At least 7, honestly.
Oh, what? So even if we win gambling, we still can't just buy it.
Unfortunately not. That would have solved a lot of problems.
That really would have. It's almost like the universe put it just out of our reach.
Okay, we're creative problem solvers here. I'm sure if there's location and sort of provenance information listed, what is that background detail listed for both the disc and the statue? / does it list anything for the disc?
I would say, well, actually, the disc would list Earth that was. So the fact that it's only going for 10,000 credits only is a little bit shocking.
Like a mix CD.
Interesting.
It's 100% a floppy disk.
If we see Angie at any point, I would probably tell them about the Derringer. If we saw Tenzin or the captain, I would tell them about the statue.
Okay.
I don't know if Tenzin was going to come out.
Tenzin is feeling like he's made a terrible mistake, but he'll never admit that.
Is he staying in the bathroom?
He's gradually learning to handle his room.
Okay.
But he's spent a lot of time in ships. None of those ships have been this open.
Yes.
Does not like that, does not like this, and is not happy.
Actually does lead me to, do we know / do Landon and I see at any point we know where the engine room is. If one was for some wild reason to try and fly this ship at any point in the future, which I'm sure will not happen, but just in case, do we know where the controls are for that? And can we pass that information on to Tenzin at some point?
Listen.
Let us take it over.
The answer to those questions, maybe you don't see that, which is totally valid. However, I did have to ask.
You do not see that. Also, I do not see that. So, I mean, I see the engine room, but there's no actual.
It's a real big ship.
I'm guessing that the engine room is also where they steer, I guess. I don't know. I don't see that info. So there's no bridge.
I was fascinated to know that. I was like, there is not a bridge anywhere, which is interesting.
Secret
bridge. Secret hidden bridge.
Secret bridge.
It's drone
I wasn't going to do it,
piloted.
but I'm so glad someone did.
It's remotely piloted.
And if we do know where Tenzin and the captain are staying, I'd love to knock on Tenzin's door and give him one of his bobbleheads that I popped off of his. Thought you might want one in there, so it seems a little more at home.
Maybe it's like the ship in that show.
Did he touch
Laurie?
He touched my. I would like to punch him for stealing one of my bobbleheads.
No, I gave it to you.
Because I've already got my lucky bobblehead. No, I've got my lucky bobblehead. He took a bobblehead out of my bridge. I want to punch him for taking a bobblehead.
It's going to be my first medicine check. I'm ready.
No, I am down. Okay, my hands are good for this.
Okay. Well, we're going to do a mini combat here, I guess. So first of all, it is agility and alertness to see who goes first.
Oh, wow. All right.
This is the best possible use of these mechanics, y'all.
Right? Yeah. Let's have a little combat here.
6 and a 9, 3, so 12. I mean, sorry, so 9. 6 and a 3 for 9.
9. Okay. Break my brain.
That broke mine for a second, too. I was getting punched for being sweet.
7.
Okay, so Landon, you watch as Tenzin's about to go to punch you, and you get to react first.
I begin to reach for my garter, and then I remember. Landon's eyes go wide, but a different part of him's eyes squint and glare just a little bit. Inside, he's like, "Oh, I'm scared," but inside, he's like braced, and his habits are about to take over. And then he just does a little move, just lets him miss, and like, "Oh, buddy, you fell."
Okay, so for that, let's see. My combat cheat sheet is not fully accurate. It combined the Firefly game and the Serenity game, and they're two different systems, so it's not fully accurate. But I'm going to say that your action is probably going to be just dodge.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to hit back or anything.
Yeah, it's either that or all-out defense. So dodge is agility plus athletics / dodge. All-out defense is you're just kind of like dancing around trying to avoid him, and that's a +4 bonus.
In reaching for the garter first and not finding it, I just hold my little monk robe up so he sees these super muscular legs dodging out of his way perfectly, kind of like the Ice King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and roll that dodge then.
Oh, sorry. I was rolling again.
Yep.
And
agility plus athletics / dodge if you have it, but I doubt you do.
I do not. So agility plus athletics is a D4. So that is 8, actually.
Okay, so then Tenzin, on your turn, you can go to punch. So this is going to be your unarmed combat. Do you have anything in unarmed combat?
Awesome.
I love that for you. So you are just going to roll strength.
I'm just being one of your bobbleheads right now.
If you're going for all-out attack, though, you can add a D4 to the punch. Are you going to do it?
Tenzin's plotting my demise or something.
I know. I'm concerned. What do you think, Tenzin? Are you adding that plus D4?
Yes. So I just rolled my strength first because that's a really tiny dice. Plus D4. 5.
5 total?
5 total. My strength is a D2. I am not strong.
I love this for you. So, would the two of you like to describe? Let's do Tenzin, describe how you are attempting to punch Landon, and Landon, describe what you do as a reaction.
It's the most wildly telegraphed haymaker.
It's like a Flash movie. I'm like looking at my clock and watching the punch coming.
Yeah.
And just move out of the way. And the bobblehead and I both make the same motion. And then I throw it at the wall and break it and leave. Well, I guess now you can have it just like yourself and a bunch of lonely pieces. And then I'll go to the casino. Okay.
Which one did you break?
The one I brought, not his.
But which one did you break?
Oh, it just looked like almost like a weird alien version of baseball. Like they had this weird tennis racket on the shoulders and the head had a bunch of tentacles.
I love it.
Makes a mental note about Tenzin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Landon, you left Echo. Echo, as you are looking around at things, is there anywhere in particular that you would have gone?
Oh boy, blithely oblivious to the Shakespearean level interpersonal drama that's playing out near this suite. Ask not for whom the head bobbles. I would have gone to, let me look at the schematics. Oh. I think Echo would have finally chanced going down to like the main, the edge of the main area where, I'm so sorry, my brain is forgetting.
Salon.
Thank you so much. The grand, yeah. I would have chanced going down towards the Grand and Gambling Salon, and I'm trying to kind of, a little bit like Angie, I'm not trying to go fully into those, but I've scoped out everywhere else for security purposes. Reasonably, it only makes sense to look at this. I don't want to walk into the big exposed room, but he goes and peeks around the edge of the first doorway, and then is trying to get a sense of what the big common spaces in the ship are like.
So, roll perception and alertness for me. Perception and alertness. Perception and alertness.
That is a 6.
So good. As you are looking around, you scope out the Grand Salon, and there's still plenty of people in here all chattering amongst themselves. You peek around the corner into the Gambling Salon, and as you do, you hear a voice from behind you.
Uh-oh.
Scalus, is that you? And that's where we're going to end our session for today.
The drama!
I was like, yes, a 6 is high enough to definitely spot everyone before they spot me. This is...
You needed a 15.
What name was that they said?
15?
I said it incorrectly. Aeschylus.
Aeschylus.
Yes.
I was like, if we pull you out of a stone, we will be king. Like,
Yes, that is. I'm actually a sword. I've been shapeshifted this whole time.
this is an anime.
Amazing. Incredible. I love it. So, yes, Aeschylus. This female voice says from behind you, and that is where we're going to be ending our session today, as I am poorly after Empire and I need to go to sleep. But thank you, everyone, for joining us for this 4th session of Into the Black. We will be back next week, so be sure to stop on over then to see what is happening with Echo. And everything else that is happening.
The fate of this bobblehead.
The bobblehead is extremely important, y'all.
These are similar.
There will be consequences. There will be consequences.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. But anyway, I am going to start as always, otherwise I will forget. Hi, I'm Anya. I'm Lalion Cosplay Everywhere. I am your storyteller, all that jazz. I am also a professional game master, and I just put up literally like 50 listings for new games for May because my fellowship is over and I'm able to run more games again. So if you want to play games with me on Start Playing, my name is La Lionne, so you can find me there. It means lioness in French if you don't know. Anyway, that's me. I will be back tomorrow playing more Pokemon Red. I'm almost at the league. I'm scared. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, let's do the crazy popcorning thing. I'm just going to do randomly. Janie, you go first.
Hi, Janie. Janie Potts 7575 on Twitter. Janie Potts on Blue Sky. Tomorrow I have a game on Singularity Roleplay at 8 Eastern. Monster Do We Call Winter. I'm running it, and I think Saturday on Singularity I have a Call of Cthulhu game called Speakeasy Conspiracy. And I think that's all until this game.
Okay. And then Rara, you go next.
Hey, I'm Rara. I actually have too much in the next week, and then things calm down quite a bit. Tomorrow, the second series of the little podcast I run begins. 30 episodes, 20 players. It begins tomorrow, so that'll be anywhere you get your podcasts. Friday, I'm playing on Science and Sorcery, the World Wrestling game, for a charity fundraiser. Sunday, I'm GMing on Telltale Hearts for a Star Wars game, also for a fundraiser. And then Tuesday, a Candela Obscura series I was in on Queer RPG starts releasing the episodes. So that's all before I'm here next time. And then on Wednesday, I'll be on Girls Run These Worlds, playing Serenity and suffering for my bobblehead choices.
Amazing. Zev, you go next.
Hey everybody, I'm Zev. You can find me on Bukari Gaming, on the Twitter, Bukari Gaming 30K. I'm tired too. When I'm not here, you can find me over on the Bardic Inspiration Network every other Wednesday playing Dungeons and Dragons, running an Exandria Chronicle. And next week, you will find me here unveiling consequences for breaking my bobblehead.
Okay, Angie, you're up.
I'm Mica, playing Angie.
Yeah, Mica.
You can't find me anywhere online. Well, you can't find me easily. And believe it or not, despite the relatively quiet and taciturn nature of Angie, I myself am a loud and rambunctious storyteller and compere in the northeast of England. I will be doing some fun wedding anniversary gigs and a delightful Reynard the Fox puppet show on at the end of the month. But other than that, you can only find me here.
Yay, and we love to have you here.
Exclusive.
Yes, and then Emma.
Hello, I am Emma. You can find me haunting local castles and bodies of water, most likely. If you're looking on the internet, that might be a little bit more hard, but you know, the proper summoning rituals, I'll appear as a ghost. It's fine. You can find me in several different audio dramas, including Breathing Space, which is another space western. Soon you will be able to find me very possibly on more TTRPG games, but those are not fully finalized yet. But when they are, you will hear about them in the next few weeks. And you can definitely find me back here next Wednesday as we all experience the consequences of our choices.
Hey, you give me the backstory. I'm going to take it.
I can't wait.
Oh, okay. So a couple announcements before we do our raid. So Salvage Union, sponsored by Leyline Press. Michelle is a wonderful human being and is GMing a mini-series of post-apocalyptic mechs and working together build a future to be proud of. It's on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. British Standard Time, exclamation point Salvage Union. And then today at 8 p.m. Eastern is another session of Roll for Luck. Join our long-running anchor show for the Sapphic homebrew world of Amalgarth with Girls Run These Worlds founder Ryu as the dungeon mistress. So we are going to be raiding, what is the name? Oh no, where'd it go? It's over here. We're going to be raiding Starlight Tales, so be sure to stick around for that. Tell them hello, and we will see you next time for more chaos. Bye, everyone.